Folks, in this video, we are going to be showing you how to plot multiple data sets on the same graph. So we have the graph here from a previous video where we're plotting the elastic potential energy for a black hoop spring as a function of how much we've compressed that spring. But let's say there are two hoop springs we used, a black hoop spring and a white hoop spring, and we want to plot both graphs both data sets on the same graph. How do we do that? Let me show you how. In order to add a data set to your graph, you first need to go to the Data tab at the top on Logger Pro, and then press New Data Set. And when you do that, something was added to this data table. Let me make the graph smaller and the window bigger, and scroll over. And you can see what happened is it copied over the two-column data table we had before and made an identical copy with distortion in the first column, elastic potential energy in the second column. This all looks great. I didn't know that I used a white hoop spring, so it called it black hoop spring 2, which is a good guess for the computer, but it is wrong, and we want to rename that. So we're going to double click where it says black hoop spring 2 and rename this as white hoop spring. Great, and now this is where we can enter the data for the white hoop spring. That's awesome. You can copy paste the data directly from a Google Sheet spreadsheet, but I don't have that, so I'm just going to make up some numbers right now. These are unrealistic numbers. Don't worry about that. This is about the process of graphing. Let's say the distortion was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the energy here was 10, 40, 90, 160, 250, 360. All right, so my data is now in for the white hoop spring. And what we can do now is plot it. How do we do that? Well, I want it to show this energy to also show up on the y-axis. And so I'm going to click the label for the y-axis where it says elastic potential energy. And then I'm going to click the More option. When I have the More option here, what I can see right now is that the elastic energy for the black hoop spring is selected. If I press this button to expand the options for the white hoop spring, I can click on to also plot the elastic energy for the white hoop spring along with the black hoop spring. I'm going to double check that I'm auto scaling from 0 so that it automatically rescales when I add in my new data set. And when I press OK, you can see it rescaled and my old curve is down here for the black hoop spring. Here's my data for the white hoop spring. And we are almost good to go. The last thing I need to do is add a curve fit to my new data set. So I go up here to the curve fit options. It asks me which data set I want to fit. I want to fit the white hoop spring, so I'll press OK on that. And I can go again and try different fits. Last time the quadratic worked. Let's try it for this one. Ooh, the quadratic fit works really well here also. So I'll press OK. And we can see it gives me a box for the fit here. The a value on the x squared term is 10. The b value is something times 10 to the minus 14. That's basically 0. Same with the c value. And so we can ignore b and c, but a has a value of 10. And here we go. This is my graph. Again, if I'm going to copy and paste this somewhere, I can just shrink the window. In the last video, I shrunk the whole everything. You can just shrink the graph window, though, itself. Until everything looks nice, and then I right-click on the graph, copy it, open it up to whatever document I'm submitting this picture to, press Control-V, and I've got myself a really nice-looking graph with two data sets and curve fit boxes for both of those data sets. So that's how you plot multiple data sets in Logger Pro. Thanks for watching.